Hey everybody, it's Tony Farthing, and today I am at this beautiful house in Warrenton, Virginia with my friend Susie Green, and some of you may follow her on Instagram, also known as Suze Knows Best. But today I wanted to pick Susie's brain because she's so good at DIY projects, and some of you may be struggling to get started or just need some inspiration, so we have come to the right house to get inspo for sure.
Thank you.
At Susie's house today. So the first thing I want you to share with everybody is, how did you think of these projects that you've done around the house, or how did you get your inspiration?
Honestly, it's just like when I go places, I'm inspired when I see things, especially just on the internet, and I've just always wanted a peaceful, like cozy, beautiful home, and I decided I'm not gonna wait. We're gonna get started. We closed in 2021. And it was builder grade, like we didn't do any of the upgrades or anything like that because, you know, budget. So.
Yes. Okay, so see, you can buy a builder home, just get all the builder options and then update it and upgrade it to fit your budget and in your timing, which is what Susie did. So what was your first project that you did around the house?
The very first one was the powder bathroom on this level. And what's funny is I have already redone that one. And so I do have a fun tip, okay? Start with like the space that you're most in, because when you know your style, like when you gather there, when you feel comfortable there, you can kind of make everything else flow. And so I kind of started reverse. I did that space. I wanted it to be like fun and bright and exciting, but that's because nothing else here was done. And while like it was fun for that time, when I got this and I knew this was like the primary focal point,
yes,
I then decided I wanted everything here to flow. But it's been fun being able to update it, and small rooms have smaller budgets, so it works good. It works good.
So some of your inspiration, I know for the living room that we're going to show everyone, did you get that inspiration when you were on your trip?
You're probably gonna laugh where I tell you where I got this inspiration
Tell
from.
me.
Okay.
Tell us.
So I was eating at Red Robin, and I told you, they have pictures on the ceiling. And I was like, I love this. I've never seen this done in a home.
I've never noticed. I've eaten at Red Robin.
I bet when you go, 2 people have messaged me and they're like, I was at Red Robin, have you seen this? And I'm like, yes, that is actually where I got the inspiration. Now I kind of threw my own twist on it, and because I do love travel, that's where I brought in, I knew that the photos were gonna be from our actual trips, because it just really personalizes it to our space.
Absolutely.
And we just didn't have really room on the walls for pictures, so I solved the problem by including the ceiling.
I know you do this on a budget, because I know you're money conscious. Are there any hacks or tricks to save money when doing home projects like this?
Yes. My husband will tell you, budget for each project. I don't like that advice, but it is good, okay? And with tools, you can ask people to borrow theirs. That's kind of how I started. And then my Christmas wish list and birthday wish list are Home Depot gift cards. That is my favorite store. And or just like a specific tool. And so that has helped build my own collection. Once you have like the beginner ones, you can really use them in so many projects. You can search Facebook Marketplace. You can even rent tools. But when you're doing these projects, especially like incorporating the price of wood or things like that, just be on the lookout on Facebook Marketplace. Ask some of your friends if they're getting rid of stuff. And again, just be pricing it out at Home Depot so you can budget. And so then you can save money, you know, until you're ready to tackle that project. And a little side note, it's okay if you still have touch-ups, like you'll see in these rooms, you know, it's not all the way complete, but that's okay. You know, you're just taking step by step, and it feels really good. You walk past it and you're like, wow, like I did that.
If somebody's just getting started, what do you think they should invest in that perhaps they would use over and over, like a good painting system?
My top 3 have been my miter saw, my circular saw, and my brad nailer. Those just save a ton of time, and I frequently use them throughout many projects because I always need to cut wood. And the miter saw, you can only cut a certain length. So the circular saw is basically what you can do with a table saw. It's just a little bit less scary. You know, so you can put your foam board down and just cut what you need to cut on there. And the brad nailer is basically replacing your hammer and nail. So when you're attaching things to the wall or things like that, it really helps you be way more efficient than standing there, you know. There are budget-friendly paint sprayers, and I think those are great to start with. And then as you feel more comfortable doing this, to invest in a good one does help just make things more efficient. There is nothing wrong with using a roller or a paintbrush. Yeah, it just is about the time, you know, your investment in time.
So Susie, do you plan to do a project in every room in your house?
Oh yes, yeah. We're not leaving any space untouched in here. Okay, don't tell my husband that yet. No, but I'm just kidding. He knows. Yeah, I have really cool vision for each room, and sometimes it's hard for me to like be patient because these projects do take money. But it also is just exciting because it gives me something to look forward to plan for, and I actually find that is like a really exciting part of homeownership. You know, just making your space your own.
Yeah. Well, and setting that goal and setting the budget and then actually like hitting the goal and hitting, you know, staying within budget. And then like you said, to walk into that room and see what you did. It's just got to be so
feel a lot like prouder.
fulfilled.
Yeah,
Yes.
fulfilled. That's a good
Yes.
word, about your own
Yes.
space, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you have a beautiful home here, and I would love for all of you to see the cool things that she's done. And so we're going to show you some of her projects, and we're going to show you some of her tools. And please follow Suze Knows Best on Instagram.